I would say that I would be shocked if this was any other company other than Twitter. But this is kind of a dumb thing to do, and I'll tell people what it is in a second here. So the fact that Twitter is doing it, it doesn't really shock me. But they have essentially said that if you are using two-factor authentication via the SMS method, if you're not a Twitter Blue user, we're going to cancel that, I believe, next month. That comes up in January and March.
20th, they said the 20th.
So from the time they announced it, you got about a month. They're still allowing, however, you to use 2FA. So if you're using an authenticator app, or if you're using a security key or something like that, you're still fine. This makes no sense to me.
Well, it does. It makes perfect sense. They need money. So it's probably the right thing to do. And what I mean by that is convince or encourage people to use stronger methods of authentication. 2FA via text message, while it's better than just having some old weak password, it's probably the easiest of the two-factor authentication methods to hack, or, whatever the case may be. There's a story about...
There's no probably. It is by far the easiest to hack,
right?
Almost to the point to where it's unsecure to use it.
Right. So if somebody gets your phone, they got your phone number, and they just go logging into things. The websites are going to say, we're going to send you a text message. Well, if I got the phone, then I got the two-factor, right? So it makes sense that, and add to the fact that according to the story, like a little over 2% of Twitter users actually have two-factor authentication turned on at all, nevertheless using SMS. So logically, it's like, all right, if only a small number of people are using it and it's the weakest form, it's probably best that we encourage people to use stronger methods, i.e. authenticator apps, i.e. security keys, all the things that Rob mentioned, right? The problem with this is they're not doing it because they're encouraging people to be safer with their Twitter accounts. They're doing it because, one, they need money. And this is what I've been saying the whole time. Elon Musk is just throwing stuff at the wall to see how much money they can get. So, all right, well, let's just, if people want to use two-factor authentication, if they want to use the SMS version, then you got to pay for Twitter Blue, which is $8, trying to get money that way. Or then another thing I heard was cost savings, because it costs money to send those text messages to authenticate who users are. And Twitter's like, oh, well, if we got to send text messages, that costs us money. Well, we canceling that. So it's the ends don't justify the means necessarily, but at the same, this is who are we dealing with, right? Under any other, like Rob mentioned, any other company will probably come out with a better way to do it, a better way to encourage people, a more thoughtful process. With Twitter, with Elon Musk, it's kind of like, all right, well, if it's costing us money or we got to spend more money, we ain't doing it. Or let's figure out how to pump more money out of people. So let's force them to sign up for a subscription for everything nowadays.
Yeah, I looked at the Wired article that this came from, and there was a particular paragraph that stuck out to me. It said the Twitter blog is right to point out that two-factor authentication that uses text messages is frequently abused by bad actors. I agree that it is less secure than other 2FA methods, says Lori Craner, director of Carnegie Mellon's Usable Privacy and Security Lab. But if their motivation is security, wouldn't they want to keep paid accounts secured too? Right. It doesn't make sense to allow the less secure method for paid accounts only. So that was my thing. It was like, first of all, security should never be a premium feature on any platform under any circumstances. Security should never be a premium feature. But again, I have to echo the sentiments. This is Twitter and this is Elon Musk. And I think we're going to just see this type of nickel and diming
exactly what he's
for the foreseeable future. He's going to nickel and dime folks off of that platform ultimately, because he needs to get his money back. He needs to make his money back. And there just aren't a lot of viable ways to do that that don't involve advertising. And that's never been, Twitter's forte, anyway. So this is what we get. This is what we're going to continue to get from him. These little silly, parlor tricks, if you will, to make the bottom line look better than it is, and the other companies will follow suit. Everybody sits around in the valley and watches what everybody else is doing, and if it works or if it even has some semblance of working, everybody jumps on the bandwagon. So, yeah, but again,
like
not
said,
surprising.
It doesn't make any sense. I actually said on social media, on Twitter of all places, that this would make more sense if he just came out and said that we're canceling SMS 2FA for everyone. Probably push it out a little longer than 30 days. Maybe you go 60 days to make sure you're going to get everybody that's going to switch over to it. But that seems like that would be the thing to do, because now it just looks like it's a money play. Even if it was a money play, it's like you're doing what they couldn't come out and do is say that we're going to make you pay for two-factor authentication to use security keys or to use an authenticator app. The internet would be howling if that were the case, because as you said, Stephanie, you should not have to pay for security. This one, though, but you can pay to be less secure. Just it just doesn't make any sense, no matter how you think about this, other than, to your point, Terrence, the only reason they're doing this is because they're hoping that some people are going to sign up to Twitter Blue. Now, I want to say this. I actually, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to my Twitter like that. I now actually have a Twitter Blue account. Why? It was gifted to me. I actually won it in a raffle at a little meetup that I went to a couple weeks ago. So that's why I have it.
I'd have been like, what's the dollar value amount of this, sir?
I'll take that. Right. Seriously.
Well, so I went ahead and signed it up. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't see
there is no value.
Yeah.
And he's trying to make it seem like, because the majority of the people, those 2% people that have 2FA enabled altogether, I have a feeling the majority of the people that even have it enabled at all are doing so I have two-factor authentication and I have SMS too. I mean, I have an authenticator app as well. I just didn't connect my Twitter to it. I use it for some other email and some other stuff. But I feel like the majority of the people that know enough about tech to enable 2FA still want the convenience of SMS 2FA, because it is hella convenient. Having to go and open a whole nother app, and you got 30 seconds before that little timer runs down to try to put the number in and all the rest of that. Like, it's a pain in the ass. It really is. So the idea that people would pay for convenience is not a far-fetched idea. It's not a stretch to think that people would pay for the convenience of being able to keep SMS 2FA. I don't know that that would be the thing. Like, if I was trying to decide if I'm going to pay for Twitter Blue at all, I don't think SMS 2FA would be the thing that would push me over the edge. And it shouldn't be.
If 2FA via SMS is a thing that is, you know what, I really need to have an easy way to do 2FA. Don't spend the $8 to $11 a month, depending on how you sign up for it with Twitter. Go get you a 1Password account. Get, or any other password vault that just does this stuff for you automatically. And what's nice about them is that they automatically open up in the app. They're just really, really cool. Like, I haven't determined since the whole LastPass fiasco who I'm going to rock with right now. 1Password is kind of looking like it might be it. But yeah, before you go spend $8 just to have this feature, I would spend it on an actual really good password vault that will do this stuff for you.
And who knows, maybe Elon in some back weird way is like, well, we know people are not going to pay $8 a month. So what they're going to do is they're going to force themselves to adopt another way or not do nothing at all. That way we can cut down on the costs that are associated with sending text messages. So,
but they said that was negligible, though. Like, cost is cost. Money is money. Any money you can save is money you're saving. So, but are they saving that much money that they need?
2.6% use it, and I think of the 2.6%, like over 80% are using SMS. So I would have to imagine that the people who are doing it are heavy Twitter users anyway. Yeah, they really ain't saving nothing. It's like, I understand in the grand scheme of things, this is a $46 billion company. So I don't want to say that the couple $100,000 a month that they're spending on SMS, if they're spending that much, is not insignificant. But compared to $46 billion that you pay for the company, that is just a drop in the bucket. So
It is.
this one just doesn't make sense.
To Terrence's point, Elon Musk throwing some shit against the wall to see what sticks.